Well, what's the crack? How are you getting on? You're all very welcome to episode 92 of Buckshot for Friday, the 4th of the very first of 2019. By Jesus, we're there, lads. We're there. We got over the hill. First of the new year. This has the podcast now nearly running. Yeah, since 2017. Is it? Yeah, before we got married. Yeah. Jesus, so we're a 2-year-old podcast. Almost, anyway. Coming up to the 100. Oh, excuse me if I sound like I'm dying, because I possibly am. I've man flu. Very dangerous thing altogether. It's you know what? It's grand. I just sound like a chainsaw. It's not the greatest sound you want to be hearing in your ears first thing straight out the gate. So I won't hang around for too long, because it does. I can hear it back in the headphones here. It sounds like dog shit. So I won't bother you too much with it. But just I may drop dead. That's all I'm saying. Just might happen. Thank you very, very much. Anybody new to the podcast and all the rest of it, hit subscribe. This shit is out twice a week. You know what? It's a bit of crack. We have a couple of new Patreons jumped on board. Fair feckin' play to you. Good on you, gang. We've obviously for the Patreons there will be a Tom and Jerry show going up today as well. So if anybody has listened to the Christmas special, that'll give you a vibe of what the Tom and Jerry show is about. So there'll be all the episodes will be up there available only to Patreons. Also, there'll be an ad-free version of this as well go up there. So if you want to sling a couple of doll hairs, if you want to sling them at it, go for it. It helps the podcast. You know what I mean? I'm testing out this new mic at the minute, and I think, by the sounds of it back in my headphones, I think I'm going to have to be purchasing a few of them. They're a couple of hundred squids a piece. So feel free to help a brother out, but they're going to have to be gotten, because they already sound delicious. Also, if you want to help the podcast out another way, but you want to buy shit, go ahead to the tea shop. If you just want to go, and it's not tea, you know what I mean? You're not buying tea. It's actually a t-shirt shop, but they sell other shit too, with all the logos essentially from the whatchamacallit. The link will be in the description of this. Nobody writes down websites, they just click through. So it'll be in the description of this. Pop through if you like any of the logos. You can stick it on a book. You can stick it on a cup for all you like. Go ahead, buy something there. And that all helps go towards the podcast, getting some new of these tasty microphones. Like I said, the whatchamacallit, the Tom and Jerry show will be going up today. First gigs up. I've got a couple. Yeah, well, they're corporate ones, but the first comedy club is going to be the 14th of January. I'll be headlining Cherry Comedy Club in Whelan's on Wexford Street in Dublin. I'll be back down in Limerick on the 29th. I think if anybody from the Munster region wants to come about like that, I need to lock in. There's a bunch of dates up in the air with gigs and all the rest, so I need to lock a bunch of them in, which I will be doing, but that'll all be up on tomomahony.com/gigs. Again, I'll put the link in the description of this. Like, you'll hear me every week. I'll tell you what gigs are coming up. But if you want to see down the line, have a gander. The ticket links will be in there as well. If you want to come see this fella's face in real life, to talk dirty words at people in a public forum. Right, getting off all that shit. That's the housework done. Getting on to today's guest. He's returning again for the Renegade Master. He's back, but he's the first one of 2019, because he had a bit of a hump on him that Haley Joe was the first returning guest, but now he's the first in 2019, so he's happy with that. It's the great friend of mine. We did the Panto last year together, and we've done a couple of gigs together since, in the way of kind of judging shit and all the rest, because that's what we do now. We just judge people on everything, on life, really, It's just, and people want to pay us to do that, believe it or not. He opened his own dance school. He's Dancing with the Stars. He was on the first series of it here. He got robbed. And he'll tell you that himself. In fairness, it's a popularity contest. And to be fair, Aidan had a great backstory. Aidan O'Mahony, friend of the podcast, who's probably listened to this now as well. Aidan, it turned out to be, to be fair, you can't not give it to a fellow who has an 8-pack. You know what I mean? You can't. Like, it's, the guy's ripped to shit, like, you know what I mean? So, and Aidan's doing all right. But in fairness, Dayl is doing all right too. He's got his own dance school and everything. But it was just that we got into the stories of, dance and all the rest of it, and how that came about for a lad in South Tip, from a small village in South Tip, how the Christ that came about. Also, we got into, because he'd be popular online and stuff like that. He knows more about Instagrams and all this shit than I do. But it was, he's backing away from that now. And why is he backing away? And we got into kind of deep into the dark web nearly of the whole scenario and what's going on. We didn't get as long as we wanted. I think we got like 45 minutes. We could have talked for a couple of hours, but we had to go and do some work, essentially, is what we had to go and do. So for now, please enjoy the very brilliant Dayl Cronin. Back once again for the Renegade Master himself.
Nice.
This is the first podcast of 2019.
2019,
You're the first one.
Oh, yeah.
You're number one this year.
Oh, yeah, geez, I am. Because I was complaining to you earlier that you didn't have me on.
I
was a bit jealous. But I'm delighted now, number one, 2019.
There you go.
Yeah, we did our first one there back in, 2017, was it? Would have been. Now, when you say it like that, that's crazy.
Yeah. 2 fucking years ago.
2017 in the rehearsal studio, I remember. And I remember because I didn't really know anything about podcasts. And you were like, oh, we'll do a podcast. And I was kind of going, yeah. Hadn't a clue. And then you just handed me the mic and we were just chatting. And it's look, it's after taking off now. And
stop, just flying it now. But it's I think there's a, I was even driving up going, do you know what, you could probably set up a dance podcast.
You probably could. There's podcasts are so popular. All my friends listen to podcasts. Yeah, they don't listen to the radio. So you know yourself when you're driving, you just stick it on
because it's what you want to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
I was telling you there. Was it Louis McGee? He played Spuddy in Damo and Ivor.
Right.
He's a crazy gamer, like a freak for it. Like has belt buckles of the Nintendo pad and everything. Yeah. But he was on my podcast and I said, listen, lad, you have to, because he goes to sleep and he can't go to sleep at night unless there's players playing in the background.
Really?
Yeah. Like his missus is a quiet woman. Like he lives with the missus, but he says I have to have somebody, whether it's a shoot 'em up or FIFA or something, playing in the background. Somebody playing it.
Yeah.
Playing in the background. It's the only thing that puts me off the bed.
That is mad. Well, I'd be the same now. I'd have to keep playing FIFA or something until I get tired. Do you know what I mean? I'd be tired, but as soon as I lie into bed, I'm wide awake. I swear, if I'm lying in bed, even watching FIFA on YouTube or actually playing the game, that actually tires me out more than anything else. It's weird, and it's kind of built into me now that once I get into bed, I'm like, right, I'll try on this YouTuber and I'll watch this, and then after about half an hour, then I'm like, all right, I'm gone to sleep. It's weird.
But he turned around and set up a podcast, gamers podcast, and their boys are flying.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Because he didn't realise, I said, man, anything nichey like that at all.
Yeah.
Like mine isn't nichey, it's just talking to interesting people. But it's, he's,
and me.
With the odd exception there.
We have to start 2019 the wrong way. I mean, the right way.
But I guarantee you, I could bet you any money if you went looking for it, there's a dance podcast.
There probably is.
I don't know how much talking you could do unless you were interviewing dancers and moves and stuff like that, or injuries maybe, or I don't know.
Probably you'd have injuries, you'd have people coming on and what they're doing in their life, like what kind of jobs they work at, who they're dancing for and stuff like that. So it could be an interesting thing. I'll take you on podcast versus podcast.
But even if you did one a month, I guarantee you.
I
guarantee you there'd be people all over.
Yeah.
I never actually properly asked you, because you're from obviously Ballyclare in
Tipperary.
South Tipperary. How dancing? Why dancing? If you did, if I were to look at you, like a silhouette of you, I'd say big strong neck. You have a big thick neck on you. Yeah, you have, and you're square shaped. I would have went that lad now could be a tasty outside centre. Given your feet as well, Brian O'Driscoll feet on you, and you're only kicking distance from, say, Clonmel RFC, and then the soccer isn't far down. Yeah. Did you play other stuff and go, fuck this, dancing's for me?
Yeah, well, see, what happened was, my cousin used to do dancing. So my cousin would be, I'm 25, she'd be 5 years older than me. So she was in dancing in On Your Toes in Clonmel, and then the mother was like, oh, sure, look, I'll throw him in and I'll see, will he do it?
What age were you at that stage?
I was 7.
Right.
7, and she put me in, and I don't know, I can't really remember the first couple of years. When you're young, you don't really remember. But what I do remember is I just remember loving it, and I was like, I want to go back, and I just kept going and going, and I played soccer for Clarehan.
Right.
I played soccer there. I started when I was about 15, properly playing. I kind of played for Clonmel when I was younger, but I had no interest. And then it wasn't until I went into secondary school and I met a couple of the lads, and they were like, "Look, do you want to join the team?" I was like, "Yeah, grand." And I enjoyed it, and I got kind of good at it. So I practiced it every week, and I was matches every week as well. And what came down to in the end was money. I was teaching dancing then at this stage, and so I was teaching on a Saturday, and the matches were on Saturdays as well. So it was teach and make money or play soccer. And I kind of had to do the reality check and go, I need the money.
Cute for you.
Oh, hey, cute. But yeah, no, I've always kind of wanted, you know, I'll be that lad in the bar now. Go, geez, I had trials for United there.
Oh, but I just missed home.
Yeah, I just missed home, and I just can't. I can't. But no, I actually was genuinely asked to go play for Clonmel Town.
Yeah,
they'd asked me, and then they were like, "Oh, we get scouts in all the time, and it could be a big opportunity." But I was like, "Do you know what? I have my friends here. I'm only 16. I'm only doing it for the crack." So I stayed with Clarehan until I was about 17, and then I stopped completely and went to dancing, and then I went away to dance college, and that's how it ended up for me. And now I'm here in Panto in Limerick.
I reckon Clonmel RFC missed a trick there, like with your feet, like.
Yeah, I know. I would have got battered, like. I would have actually got mauled. I'm like, don't hurt me.
I've seen you scrap. You're all right.
June never has done.
Fight any man.
Fight any man. This going out to you.
To all our Swedish listeners, that's making absolutely no sense right now. Yeah.
What? Yes.
And we weren't able, because it was so close to the bone the last time we talked, we weren't really able to say it, but you were genuinely robbed. I know I've had Aidan O'Mahony on winner.
Oh, you did actually. Yeah,
winner of Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
You, in fairness, you put me in contact.
Oh yeah.
And I think he knows. I think he knows.
He knows. He knows.
He stole your goal that time.
He stole my thunder, like the fucking. I know. Look, for me at the end of the day, it was a great experience. It was the first season of Dancing with the Stars. Nobody knew what to expect. We didn't know what we were going in for.
What they were doing.
Yeah.
They should have just let you win it straight out.
I know, but sure, look, it was, as I said, it was a great experience. It really put me on. It made me a household name, essentially.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what my dad was kind of saying. Look, win, lose or draw, just use this as an opportunity to do something for yourself. And I did. I took it, and I was, you know, a lot of people can go into it and be ignorant and be like, well, like, I'm on this show now, so you have to lick my feet. But I was like, geez, I was, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, no, sir, no, ma'am, for everyone. And it wasn't even that I was licking up to people. I was just being nice. You know, it's nice to be nice. And it got me where I am today. And I'm forever grateful. Like, do you know what I mean? If it wasn't for Dance with the Stars, I wouldn't have a dance school. I wouldn't be here in Limerick 2 years in a row. Do you know what I mean? So I am blessed. Like,
the lads even snuck a bit of it into whatchamacallit. You actually get to say it during the Panto that you were robbed.
I do. I say in the Panto that I was robbed, and that's only rightly. So I was like,
you were straight out.
I'm a like, you know what I mean? I'm a professional dancer. Like, but in saying that,
did you feel like a bit of a ringer going in there when you're looking at Joanne that does the weather and you're going, get back into your box?
A bit. I know. I didn't know what to pick, because to be honest, I didn't know half the people there. Like Aidan O'Mahony will tell you himself. I met him. We lived together. First time I met him, the two of us were sitting across the room googling each other to be like, who's this lad? Swear on my life, that's no joke.
Never heard of Aidan O'Mahony.
Never heard of Aidan O'Mahony, and he'd never heard of me, obviously. Like, and I never heard of him. But when I rang my dad was like, jeez, I should have known he would have done it. And like, my dad knew him, but I'd never heard of Aidan O'Mahony before. And like, I wasn't big into Ga at all. Like, I'm a dancer, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then after meeting him, I kind of, you know, he'd talk about Ga, and we'd go and watch a few Ga matches on the weekends before the shows and stuff, and we'd have great crack, and we'd have the few points, and we'd watch the Ga, and it was good for me, because it gave me, like, it opened my eyes to it, and I was like, Jesus, it's actually like a really good sport. Not that I looked down on it before, but I wouldn't.
You kind of did.
Kind of. No, I didn't. I just wouldn't be like, the lads would be like, oh, Tipper playing in the football there. I wouldn't be like, oh, yes, I can't wait to go see it. Do you know what I mean? But now I'm like, once it's on, I'm like, oh, nice one, throw it on. And I'd sit there and I'd watch it. Do you know what I mean? That's,
I think, what makes, like, I haven't played GAA since I was a young fella, like, in any form, like, because I was better at rugby because I was ignorant enough. You know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, you have to be fair tasty, especially at hurling. Like, you have to be practically a a dancer.
Yeah, you have to be skillful. Hurling is a skillful sport.
I never had that. Like, all I was running around with like a mad joke with a hatchet, like trying to smash people,
attacking boys, like.
But even still to this day, like I love a good row, like, and like I love nothing finer than being inside in just any environment, like, and just having it over. And because GAA, whether it's hurling or football, it kind of brings. It's a communal language, like, you know what I mean? Like, I find even with rugby and down and tip, like, it's grand to bring it up, but like, lads would know 3 players, like, but they'd know the great grandfather of a fellow who's playing corner forward for tip at the time. So it kind of breaks down barriers straight away. You can start talking about that, like, you know what I mean? So I would imagine the same kind of with dancing. You can't very well turn around and go, hey, do you see the lads?
Doing point on their toes, like, oh my God. But no, I actually, like, when we were on Dance with the Stars, myself and Aidan used to go to the Boar's Head, the pub, the Boar's Head, which would be a low
Temple Bar.
No, it's over by.
It's over further again.
It's over by Jervis. It's on Capel Street. Sorry,
The other. Yeah, there isn't there. The Turk's Head is what I'm thinking. Sorry. Yeah.
So the Boar's Head is over on Capel Street, and it's a
Christ,
proper.
did you end up over there?
It's because it's a proper
GA pub.
Right. And apparently they did a tradition, and I think it was the Kerry lads that started it. When they won, they used to go there for the first couple of pints.
Right.
And bring the cup there and all, the Sam Maguire.
Must be a Kerry fella has it or something. Yes, Sam Maguire is the football one, yeah.
It's a Cavan lad who owns it. Hugh is his name. I'm gone blank on the second name now. He's going to kill me now if he hears this. Hugh is his name anyway. Well, he's
okay with it. The pub is getting...
Yeah. He's the soundest lad ever. And I remember Aidan took me in there, and we'd go there after every Sunday. We'd go there for a few pints, and then we'd head into
What time would you knock off then on Sunday?
So you'd finish the show at 8:30, and then 8 or half 8. And then, like, you do all your press and stuff like that. And then, like, you're out of there by, like, 9:30 latest.
Yeah.
And, like, you're home, have a shower, you're into town by 10, 10:30. And then the night is young then. And, like, even though you'd been going since 6 in the morning, you'd be on a buzz from the show. So you're like, you just be going all night then. But, like, I remember going into that pub, and, like, I was sitting beside... I want to say it was actually your man Dennis Bastick, or is that his name?
Yeah.
Who I think is on Dance with the Stars now. I want to say it's him, but I think I was sitting beside him.
He's a Dublin footballer.
He is. I was sitting beside him and a few lads, and we were all chatting away, and I hadn't a clue. And I was like, yeah, grand. I was having a few pints, whatever. And then they left, and your man Hugh was like, do you know who you were just talking to? I was like, having a clue. And they were like, that's your man, like, blah, blah. And I was
probably has 5 All-Irelands.
Yeah, and I was just like, all right, but can he backflip?
That's the question.
Oh.
Can he backflip? I think you must be the only person on the podcast who's that I've ever had who can actually do a backflip.
Yeah, watch it. No, I can't. My back's in bits. No, there's no room here. My back is actually in ribbons, but sure, look, the things we do.
Because you're doing one every day. Twice a day, every day,
with very minimal warm-up, because I'm an idiot like that. Like, but sure, look, there's a bit of crack.
Do you surely have your students warm up like? Yeah.
Oh yeah, my students, I do 50 minutes, half an hour before every class. Like if the class is an hour and a half long, I'll usually do like a 20-minute warm up. But if it's an hour long, I'll only do like 10-15.
Right.
But like it's a full warm up. Like you're getting the heart pumping, you're stretching everything out. Because I work on flexibility a lot in class as well, so I like to get them nice and flexible, even though I'm not flexible at all. But like the thing for me is I do be nervous teaching as well, because at the end of the day I'm only 25.
Yeah.
And like I have my own dance school a year and a half, so I am nervous. Like I don't know everything.
Yeah.
But like the stuff I do know, I can instill in someone else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the knowledge I have, I can pass it on and be like, look, this is how you should be doing it, and they will do it then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like anything, you're not going to get it right first. So like that's kind of the main thing for me is I know a lot of things that I can teach someone, and whether it's their job then to pick it up and as time progresses.
So what's the style you're typically teaching? What's it called? Like I don't know. Obviously, there's classical foxtrots and all the rest. I'm guessing you're not teaching them that.
No.
But is this kind of street style? Or
well,
what
I do a lot of things. So I do hip hop, which
yes,
would be
right.
hip hop and commercial. Which would be like your breakdancing or your hip like your Chris Browns and your Ushers and things like that.
Right.
And then I do also teach musical theatre, which is very panto-esque.
Yeah.
So musical theatre, I teach jazz, which is all your kicks and your leaps.
And that'd be a lot of choreographed groups, I suppose, dancing in different directions and stuff like that. First stage,
exactly.
Right.
It's all about direction and things like that. And then I also teach contemporary, which is all about movement and being free and flowy and stuff like that. And then
I'm very like that myself.
Yeah, you are. You're a very flowy man. And then I also teach gymnastics, but it's more so stretch and flex. So it's like again, it's working on flexibility.
Yeah. But
also working on cool tricks like cartwheels and backflips and things like that. Like just like tricks that people can take with them. And like myself, like I can do a backflip. So if I was auditioning for something, that's a thing that will make me stand out. With the crowd,
yeah, you're definitely going to stick that in.
Man,
I'd stick that in ordering dinner.
Yeah. Can I get 5 chips and a Big Mac meal?
Can I pay with this, by the way? A backflip.
Yeah.
And like, are you like they're not just rocking up every week and just, I suppose they're like, are they aiming for competitions too? Like, is that a thing? They go, Dayl, there's a competition coming up. Can we?
Yeah. Well,
or are you pushing for comps?
Well,
as well?
I haven't done any comps yet because, as I said, I'm only open a year and a bit. And in my first year, I kind of want to just find my feet, get my kids, get them sorted. There's no point me, like, it's like you going to me, or me going to you here, Tom. I kind of think I'm funny, like I'm going to jump into a comedy show there.
Yeah.
You're like, no, relax.
Yeah.
Let me teach you a few things. Let me show you the ropes. Come watch a few. And then we'll give it a go. So like that's what I did. I actually went to a couple of competitions just to check them out, just to see the styles, see what's going on. And I'm hoping this year maybe to start competitions. But at the minute, we're working towards an end of year show.
Yeah.
So like I'm doing a show with all my kids. I have I think I have over 100 kids signed up, which is amazing. Like I'm only a year in there. Like
it's down in Cork, isn't it?
Down in Cork. I came to Cork. Nobody really knew who I was. Like they knew from Dance with Stars or whatever. But like it's like anything. Like people know you from Dayl and Ivor. It's like you coming into Cork and setting up a comedy school, and people go, "Oh yeah, I know him," but like, is he any good?
I'm not making the correlation.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I'm hoping this year now to do that. But as I said, we're doing the end of year show now. That's what I'm working my kids towards now, and it's tough. Like it is tough because I'm doing all the routines myself. Now I had 2 girls in while I've been doing panto, and they've been helping and doing routines as well. But still, it's kind of like it's all my responsibility. Like it's a lot to take on. The kids. Like you're talking.
Quite literally, your name is over the door. Like.
Literally, like, you're talking that, and then there's also like 20 routines, and like each routine's like 3-4 minutes long. Do you know what I mean? Like. It's tough, but I enjoy it because it's my job. It's like you do your 30-minute set on stage, 40-minute set, and like people go, "Geez, that's a lot of time." But you're like, "Yeah, but it's what I love to do." Like,
yeah, it's not.
You know what I mean?
It's
not
like,
really. Like,
I mean, you were at the last gig I did, like in Dolan.
It's unreal.
It zipped by, like you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, gee, I like because you had said to me, you were like, "Yeah, I'm on stage 45 minutes." I was like, hardly. Like, I was like, "There's no way." Like, and then sure, you just see it just flies by, and you're like, "Geez, you're done already." Like, you know, it's crazy.
It's just a sign that somebody's enjoying themselves, like
exactly.
You know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
But dancing has gotten right popular, hasn't it? Like,
oh yeah.
Like, who's the what's the name of the group? That very famous group.
Diversity.
Like they were from what I can now, I know nothing, and it wasn't like I was keeping an eye on it. Like, but on X Factor, they just popped up maybe 8-9 years ago. And it was just like, Jesus Christ, there's an explosion of dance school. You know, dance was now practically a sport, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it had never...
Yeah, it was kind of always seen as if you were allowed to do dance and you're
a bit flouncy. Like,
yeah,
whatever,
do you know what I mean? Like, you're this and you're that. It was jealousy. Like, that's all it was.
Man, I've seen the ratios.
Oh,
I've seen the ratios.
Sure, man, as I said, when I started when I was 7, there was one other lad dancing. That was it. And I think he actually quit after a couple of weeks because he seen me come in the door. Do you know what I mean? I'm only messing. But no, but like as I said, I was literally only me in the whole school.
How many?
And they had hundreds back then. Like they had loads of kids.
Jesus.
Yeah, loads of girls. And but I was just like I'm enjoying myself, and you know it's great. Now I remember my first crush. You know. That was lovely. But anyway, I was going to say the name there.
Was she a teacher?
No, she wasn't. She was one of the girls, but she was one of the older girls.
Definitely was older than you. Yeah.
But but no, I think what really put dancing on the market was Step Up. Step Up, like the movies.
The movies. Sorry, I was trying to think. Was that a group?
No, Step Up the movies, because I remember when that first came out, I remember all the boys were like, "Jeez, do you do that thing in Step Up?" Like, and I was like, "What?" They're like, "Can you dance like that?" I was like, yeah, like that's what I do. Like that's what you've been slagging me for the whole, 10 years of my life. And now all of a sudden it's suddenly cool. Like, it's just Step Up really put dancing on the map, and people really wanted to do it. Like, so because I remember I was teaching. I was only about 12, I think, and I used to teach a boys' class. Yeah. And it was only like small lads, like lads of like 6 to like 10 max.
Oh, you mean age, not actually just
sorry,
height.
I don't know why I did that. 6 to 10, and there wasn't really much difference.
I won't let anybody in over 5 foot.
Yeah, because I'm tiny, like. But no, and I remember a couple of the lads came in to the dancing, and they were like,
your friends?
Yeah, my friends, like, and they're actually sorry, I was about 14 because they were of that age, and they were like, about 5 of them came in, and I was like, what are you doing, boys? Like, this is not the class for ye, like. But safe to say, they never came back the week after. But it was funny to see them, like.
But were they into actually see what the story was, or did they actually want to learn how to dance? Because it was obviously for pulling women.
Yeah, that's all it was.
You know what I mean? Like, we get to the crux of this issue. Like, you were actually doing it because you enjoyed it, but now pulling women wasn't a bad.
Oh yeah, it was
the perk spin off, like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, the lads were purely coming in looking for moves, like.
Oh, that's all it was. They wanted the moves so they can show off in O'Keefe's on a Saturday night, like,
okay.
You know what I mean, or Dano's or whatever it was back then. Like, I don't think Dano's open anymore. But it was that. It was just they literally came in. They wanted to learn a few moves to show off to the women, and all they want to do was backflip. That's anyone wants to do is to backflip.
It's completely understandable.
I get it, but now I get it. But at the same time, I can't backflip, so I'm like, stop. Because every time they're like, "Oh, do you do a backflip? Will you?" No. But at the same time, I still want to be that 99-year-old man who can still backflip. Do you know what I mean? That is my goal in life. If I have one goal, first of all, to get to 99 would be the goal.
Yeah, that'd be great.
To backflip still would be, with the Zimmer frame would just be savage. Like, imagine that.
Imagine that.
Imagine, like, that'd be unreal.
Like, if viral videos still exist,
Yeah.
they'll probably be in a chip in our head.
They will, 100%. They'll be virtual Black Mirror stuff.
Because that's the thing, because you got me tweaked because you're on to Black Mirror at the minute, like, and your brain is going to be melted now with the rest of it. And you're really into gaming and and all the rest of it. Would you, because Elon Musk is reckoning, right, and this is the guy Tesla, right?
Okay.
He's reckoning that within the next 5 to 10 years, there'll be a large chip able to be put onto basically the top of your spine. Okay. That'll basically be a booster box for your brain. And you'll be able to recount straight from it, like memory, like stuff. You'll be able to go straight to Google just by a thought process. And it'll come up in your eyes. Now, at the same time, they can shut that shit down anytime they want, and you're a dead duck. Would you? You'd be up on, like, you'd be into technology, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would you go that way, like?
I don't know, like, when you say 5-10 years, I don't see that happening.
He reckons
in that short time.
Yeah, he reckons he's at a level now. He's a mad bastard, like.
Yeah.
Like, he's reckoning that it's not far away, and it'll make you really smart.
Oh no, I believe it's not far away, because as we were saying when we were talking about Black Mirror earlier, and the episode where Yuan is fishing for the stars.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But that's what people are looking for. Like, people are like, because I remember people used to say to me, now I kind of gone off social media a small bit. Like, I still use it, like, but I don't use it as crazy as I used to.
Yeah.
Like, I remember people would be like, they put up a picture, and like they text me like, here, go like my picture there, will you? I'm like, are you that desperate for a like? I was like, so you get 600 likes, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I have 20-something thousand followers. I barely break 1,000 likes every time. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm like, I put up a picture because I want people to see, people that I care about, like the likes of you, or like if I have, I won't see you for a couple of.
But you want to humour your friends, like.
That's it. Like, I want to put up a picture to my friends. Go, Jesus, he was out last night. He looks like he's great cracker. Or my friends will be in the picture. Do you know what I mean? But that was some night. Like, do you know what I mean? So that we can look back in it in a couple of months. Be like, Jesus, remember we did that? Like, that was great cracker. It's just, I just think like the internet is just people are just constantly. We are living in a virtual reality.
Oh yeah,
simple as we don't live in. Do you know what I mean? Like even like I even find myself like I can't, like, looking at you now. I'm struggling to look in your eyes because I'm constantly looking down all the time, and I find that with people. And even
that's a very valid point you make, because I wondered what that was, and because I've noticed with people, because I do make it my business to stare at people.
Yeah.
Because.
But it's because it's not that you're old, but it's because you're old fashioned in the sense of you grew up in a generation that didn't have technology.
Yeah. But here, listen, there's lads older than me who are melted into the thing.
Yeah.
And you're going, lad, you need to, because it only takes one power cut.
Yeah.
And we're all bollocks, like.
But sure, even that, like, it's like that. Sometimes Twitter and Instagram shut down.
They can shut it down anytime they want.
But if, like, I remember there a couple of months ago, back in 2018, last year, so many years ago, I remember, I think it was Instagram shut down, and everyone went straight to Twitter. What's going on with Instagram? What's going on? And the same then. With Snapchat, it happened as well. People are like, "What's going on? What's going on?" It's like, nobody knows. I can't Snapchat someone to tell them my Snapchat's broke. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That crazy stuff. Like, and it's like, constant. Like, I see now my brother's 16, and I've never seen a lad to have so many Snapchats, and he doesn't even open half of them. Now, when I say he has thousands, and all they do is they literally Snapchat the floor. They don't even say anything, and they just send it back. They don't even talk. And I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, at the start, he was like, oh, we're keeping up a streak. But I think the streak thing has kind of died. It's just, they're in a habit now.
Because I get that every so often. Somebody will go and want to start a streak. And I'm like, well, you can go away.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
want to start a streak. And
you had to actually explain to me what a streak was. No, Johnny B explained to me what a streak was.
Like a streak, and you were there streaking back. Send a video. You're streaking. Oh, no, sorry. Again. But like, it's just, I just think internet and social media and everything is just, it's crazy. And getting back to that Black Mirror thing, and you were saying 5-10 years, the chip, like, now that I've said it out loud, I think it could be possible.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's mad. Because like you tagged me in that video earlier with the China thing.
That's terrifying.
Over in China, they're doing the point system.
Yeah.
Where, your good behaviour gets you good points.
And doing outwardly nice things that the world sees it.
Yeah.
You're just...
Yeah, it's just like, why are we like that? Like,
I don't know, because I had a chap, Graham Merrigan, on the podcast a couple of months ago, and Graham would be very much, be very politically minded, and he'd give out about things, and he's great, like, he has journalists on his podcast and stuff, and he was saying, but this on Twitter and that on Twitter, and that. I said, but lad, it's not real. And he was looking at me going, what? nobody on Twitter can break my fucking jaw.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
don't be getting stressed out about people, some fella writing, sitting on the jacks, because that's what most people are writing on. It's all online. It'll only take one power cut.
Yeah.
All our phones, everything fucked.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing then?
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean?
It's all keyboard warriors and trolls. That's all it is. They'll say this, and like I remember when I was in the band. I remember we put up a cover one time, and I don't think I sang.
Were you under pressure to be socially savvy, social media savvy?
Every day we had a routine. Every day someone had to go onto Twitter and reply to people for half an hour every day.
Really?
Every day. Now we were blessed. There were 6 of us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We were blessed.
So there was
you had a week off, and then you were back on. But that week flew, and you were back on. You were like, oh my god. But yeah, it's just like...
And it all has to be ridiculously sweet.
Oh, it has to be, it has to be I love you. And so that... No, and to be honest, we loved the fans, because they said it's like anything.
You were paying your wages.
Yeah, essentially they are. Like, I met a mother there, they came up to the Panso, and her daughter was there, and her daughter comes to my dance school. And I hadn't actually met the mother before, because the daughter is like 16, 17, so she just comes in by herself with the other girls. And I met the mother, and I goes, is this your mother? She's like, yeah. I goes, oh, Jesus, give her a hug. I was like, lovely to meet you. I go, so you're the woman paying me bills? And she fell around the place laughing. But yeah, it's just mad. It's mad. It's just a crazy world we live in.
But the idea is, do you find yourself now going, here, I better back away from social a bit, because it'll take away from actually you focusing on getting a day's work done.
Oh, it does. It does, because you find yourself there flicking through YouTube, flicking through Facebook, Instagram, and next thing 2 hours have passed. You've watched the same video of the dog eating a carrot for 7 hours.
Yeah,
and
I love
going,
that video. Like,
what am I doing?
Yeah,
like, it's a great video, but like, what am I doing? Like,
yeah,
you know. And actually, like that's what I was saying. So we used to put up covers, and I remember one cover we did, and I didn't sing in it. And I remember a load of people were like, sure, what's the point of that lad in the band? He doesn't open his mouth.
Yeah.
And I remember I was getting thick as a bag. I was like, what? I was like, say it to my friend. I was going, what? The lad's like, why are you getting so mad? And I was like, because it's actually getting to me. Like, people are, like, why do people have to say that? And then the lads were like, sure, they're just talking shite.
Yeah.
Like, what do you care? Who is this person? You'd see them on the street, I guarantee they'd lick you. Like,
oh, they would, of course.
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Just, yeah, and then I was like, yeah, actually, do you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
I really don't care. Like, you know,
yeah. I've had people I could count on one hand in 8.5 years, nearly 9 years of comedy, how many times people have actually come up to me afterwards.
Yeah.
No, I do think it's probably my abrasive style.
Yeah, it is. Well, when you say to a lad, come on, I'll take you outside in 20 minutes, you're kind of going, right, I better not mess with him. Like,
you know, they don't really know if you're being real. Yeah, did I offer out? I did. I offered a fellow out, didn't I?
Yeah, the baldy lad. You said
I was Limerick, like, too. You know what I mean?
You'd have to. Sure,
he was stocky too. He would have gone for it. Like,
yeah, it would have been a good scrap. Like. Actually, speaking of that, we actually have a UFC fight happening in about 20 minutes.
Yeah. We'll keep it a short podcast. Don't worry. If anybody does follow Dayl online, this will be out tomorrow, but you'll have seen it. Did you put it up on Instagram?
I did. It was on my Instagram live. Yeah. There's what were they calling it? The UPC, the Ultimate Panto Cast. UPCF, the Ultimate Panto Cast fight.
There's been a few wrestling matches going on. No striking. It's just purely grappling.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a set too.
Oh, we had about 7 or 8, like, you know.
Yeah. We started it off. We won't say what the result was.
Yeah, I won. But,
needless to say, backflips weren't needed.
No, they weren't. I wish they were. Then I wish, you know.
You would have backflipped my ass through the wall. That's what you would have done.
You want to go again? When we go, all they hear in the mind. Get off me! Get off me!
That'd be a first anyway on a podcast. Actually having a row.
That'd be great crack. You'd be listening in going, who actually won? I heard a jaw crack there.
Oh, definitely. It's my podcast. I would have definitely won regardless.
Yeah, true. Because I would let you because it's your podcast.
Yeah, you're sound that way.
Yeah, it'd be fair sound.
But that's the thing. And who was it? Was it Paul, the sound tech, was saying that, or was it Richie or somebody was saying? No, it was John, who would know a lot about the internet.
Yeah.
He was saying that kids were, for Christmas, they were asking for 1,000 followers off their parents.
What?
Yeah. Did you not hear that? No. It was either him or Paul, the sound tech, was saying the other day that kids were asked, that was a present they were asking for Christmas from their parents was 1,000, because obviously you can buy these fake followers, who can basically, 1,000 followers, please, mom and dad.
That's crazy, like.
Yeah,
that's like,
because I've seen it a few times. Now I wouldn't really follow people's numbers on Instagram. I wouldn't follow, but I remember when I was on Twitter a couple of years back, and Twitter was. It was the thing then.
Yeah.
And you'd see I got a message or two off mates like on, have you seen such and such a comedian? And it'll be a comedian, and he'll jump from like 2,000
to like 90,000 over a weekend, and you're like, what? What?
What?
A lot of Indonesian numbers, I'm guessing,
Yeah,
following that
yeah,
guy,
yeah,
like, you know what I mean, or Russian bots or whatever they are, like. But yeah, I mean, like, so that feeds into what we're saying about Black Mirror, like, just, oh Jesus Christ, like, you know, if you're vying for, but like, I can't. Probably is because I'm old as shit. And I was always old anyway in my head, even when other people were young. Like, but like you can't teach your dance classes via a phone. You know what I mean? So the reality is that I need to be, you know what I mean? Like, so what I'm saying is the real world still applies. Like,
it does. Like this whole looking for followers and things like that. It's just what it is cause the likes of, you know, like not like shaming anyone, but like, you know, bloggers and things like that. They have ultimate thousands and thousands of followers, but like they would have bought theirs from the start, and then obviously they would have worked their way to get to where they are now, and they have the likes to back it up and things like that. But like they would have done that years ago when it was kind of, you know, nobody knew what was going on. And all of a sudden, so people are like, oh well, they did that. I need to do that as well. And you know, it's all. You know, she's wearing that dress. She looks unreal. I better get that dress because I look. I'm
with you.
Yeah. It's just like stop. Be yourself.
Weirdly, as you just say that about bloggers and stuff, because like before I'd be following somebody that's going to, hey guys, before I've actually, a few times you may have noticed in my stories, me taking the piss out of certain people, like I go, so I've had a bunch of people ask me who I'm wearing today. Nobody was,
nobody asked.
Don't be fucking asking me, you weird bastard.
Yeah.
You know? But, who was it? Was on the, it was a comedian she's a brilliant comedian. She posts very funny stories, but it's her just talking to the camera, and it's normally about like one of her children is after busting his head or something going, and I have to be, look at this dose here now, like and it's straight up funny, like there's no nobody could look at that and go, that's not funny. There's genuine humor. And she was talking, she tagged a comedian bloggery person in one of her posts and going, oh, I'm actually delighted that this person said I was actually really funny. She said to me I was a bit weird, but I was actually really funny, but I love the shout out, thanks very much. And I actually messaged her and went, what are you talking about? Like, I clicked through, I didn't recognize the name, so I clicked through on the name and I went, this person's never been on a stage, never ever in their life. It has all been done from their bedroom. And in fairness, the comedy is fairly bad. Like, it's fairly hacky, like, you know what I mean? But and even the bio was essentially something along the lines of, I'm a comedian, but without the stand-up. It's like, no, you're making videos, which, they're funny, but colossal following. But I nearly was angry at my mate for going, why are you even bringing her into the conversation? Like, you would blitz a room of actual people, and this one is sitting in a room making sketches, and you're rating her, like, no, trust me. And your stuff is way more original. But she, like, I was surprised that she took it so seriously that this one of these bloggers was.
But that's the thing, is people see them online, like the people like that. Even, do you know, the likes, now people, I genuinely do think they are funny. Like, do you know, like the likes of Rory Stories and things like that. Like, I think they're brilliant. Now maybe he does stand up. I don't know.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Like, I wasn't sure. But like he does the videos online. And, you know, say, but the likes of Conor McGregor. Now, I know he's not a comedian or whatever, but the likes of Conor McGregor,
he's a funny
obviously.
Fucker, like.
Yeah. But, like, and your man, like, Evan loves him. Yeah. And Evan got a like on his tweet off from McGregor the other day.
Did he?
And he lost it. Oh, he lost
it.
Did
he?
Yeah. So she put
Evan is one of our dancers.
The dancer. Oh, she put up a bit of drinking a bit of proper 12. and McGregor obviously seen it and liked it. And
he does the walk and everything.
He lost his life. He said, McGregor's after liking my tweet, this is the best day ever. And just things like that. And, like, you know, like, but like for me, if I remember actually the time, the two Johnnies, I remember I was judging a lip sync battle out in Cashel, and I was in the Jacks. I was in by the urinal, and next thing I looked to my right, and there was Johnny B. And I was like, and this was like just started, so they were just after reaching their peak. Like, I was like, geez, well, and they were like, well, Dayl, how's it going? And I was like, you know my name. Oh my God, like, you know, and like, them boys, now I know them boys do the stand up as well, but them boys' videos are brilliant. Like, and I was like, and they were like, oh, I must get you in for a video. I was like, please. Do you know what I mean? I just lost it. I just went total fan.
A lad from up the road from you, essentially.
Yeah, like. Literally, like.
Another entertainer.
Yeah, or the likes of, I keep getting a mix up, Eddie Whelan. Isn't that his name?
Eddie,
I always call him Eddie Durkin.
I
was like, Tom, do you know your man Eddie Durkin? You mean Eddie Whelan? Yeah, him. So I remember I seen him outside Parnell Grill in Clonmel, and I was like, gee, I nearly fucking crashed the car looking at him, like, because their videos are brilliant.
The Fop and Egypt
videos
are amazing. Yeah.
They're brilliant. And there's actually another trio I don't know whereabouts they're from. I think they're from Ireland. But there's no File Arms and Hog.
Oh, the boys are all from South Dublin. Yeah.
I think they're brilliant as well.
The lads are the quintessential pros. They're you should see their stage show.
I've seen it.
Have you?
I've seen clips of it on like.
Oh man, like they're brilliant. Right when I started. And I remember started gigging abroad in the UK and stuff. I'd be on kind of supporting them lads. Like,
oh really?
Nice. We did. Would you believe it? We did O'Keefe's. I opened for him in O'Keefe's years and years ago. File Arms and Hog.
Really?
Yeah,
no way. Oh, that's class.
But the lads' stuff. In fairness, in O'Keefe's that night, some of their stuff kind of went over a few people's heads.
Yeah,
but some of their stuff is so sharp. Like you're going, geez, lads, that's really good for people who are totally sober.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? These are people who are wild. You know what I mean? They're out for a night out, like you know.
Yeah.
But the lads. Oh, I'll tell you a good one about the three boys. The lads are so nice. They're ridiculously nice and so South Dublin. We were gigging in this kip one night. I can't remember where it was in Dublin. There was actually the same pub is actually, if it's open now, I don't know, but it was rough as hell. But it was actually owned by Aldi. Swear to God,
right.
Aldi had gone into receivership and Aldi bought the land, ready to knock it. But the next thing, apparently, Aldi looked at the books and said, "This bar is doing unbelievable. How did you go into receivership like?"
Yeah.
So Aldi technically owned the pub, and the pub was called Crows, but it was spelled Craughs. So it was
like Crocs.
Yeah. But we were waiting till the lads. There was no sign of them. They were supposed to be on. I was hosting the show, and Porter went on first. They went down the store, and heavy as chickens, all Mickeys and all the rest of it, like, and they were loving it, right? But this pub now, the telly was still on, like, and even though it was packed, load old boys were just gone. No, I'm fucking watching it, and it was darts or something, like, you know, just being ignorant, like. But the three lads rock up, you know, they're like, we just couldn't find it, could not find this bar. I was like, why? What? Like, it's on Google Maps, like, they were going. We didn't fully know how to, you know, look for. We were just, and apparently the lad stopped some old fella up the road who had like a pit bull or something. They go, sorry, do you know where Crofts Bar is?
Oh, Crofts.
The lads were being so ridiculously posh. And they were, sorry, do you mean Crowes?
Total opposite.
Total opposite. And it's only like 10 miles in the difference between where the lads are from and where they were, like. But it was like, Jesus, yeah.
That's mad.
And that particular night, the lads, it was only went fair to Midland, like, because they wanted Mickey's.
Yeah.
And Harriet's chickens. That's what they wanted that night. So it's horses for course. You could still die in your hole no matter how good you are. You know what I mean? Like,
that's mad. But like that, like, you've met the three lads, and now I'm kind of in awe of you. Do you met them? Do you know what I mean? Like, as to where your friend, you know, was in awe of this person.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it's because you see them.
They show
online.
up and they show up on your phone.
Yeah,
so they're famous
like,
then.
Oh my God,
they're as famous as Jay-Z on your phone.
Exactly.
Like. You know, I get it.
What it is.
I get it now. Yeah,
that's what it is. And like, it's the phone. Like I guarantee you now, if you looked at your phone right now, a video of them would pop up on your Facebook.
Phone is definitely listening.
It's listening. Like.
Definitely listening.
It's government. If you're listening.
Yeah, I'd hate for like 10 grand to show up my account.
Yeah,
right now.
My God, like imagine. I'd hate to like a lot of girls walk in here. Like, what? Oh
hey,
oh hey guys.
I wouldn't know what to fucking do with them.
Imagine like.
But yeah, I suppose, I mean, Jesus, you're never going to meet two more down to earth fellas like the two Johnnies, like, you know. What I mean? Like,
two boys are great, like, because I think actually one of their missus works with my mum. I think she works with my mum in. I don't even know where my mum works, actually. I don't know. But anyway, they know him.
Right.
I think so. So I think they know them. And they were, because mum was telling me they were off to doing gigs in Dubai and all. I was just like, crazy. Like,
bananas, isn't it?
Crazy. Like, you just do a couple of videos online and away you go. But it's like the Picture This lads. The Picture This lads, I remember they released their first song. And I remember
they're a boy band, aren't they?
They're a band, yeah. And I remember they released their first song, Take My Hand. And I remember the boys sent it into the group chat. Now, this was, you're talking 3-4 years ago.
Oh, sure, look who it is.
Grant,
look who it is.
Give 2 minutes. Give us 2 minutes.
Oh, sure, you're all right.
Not like I texted them, but like, you can't come in. Like, I did. Watch your phone. And anyway, so yeah, so they released that video. And now the video was very minimal. Like, it was just a girl. You could see the girl and you could see your man's hand.
Holding her hand,
walking around to different places. But it was just so perfectly shot. And it was
right.
Like, and then the song was brilliant as well. And I remember the lad sent it in and was like, look at this song. And I was like, yeah, it's grand. And then about 2-3 months later, it just went, whoosh, and blew up, and they just became ridiculously famous. And like we actually
was that as a result of that video?
Yep. And we actually, one of the boys in my band, Ryan, he's from Newbridge, where they're from. I think they're from Newbridge or they're from Naas. Or they're from around that area.
Horsey.
And they used to do a thing called car jams. So the two boys would be in the car, one of them's driving, one of them's playing the guitar, and they used to be singing.
Right.
But they got Ryan to do our song with them as well. So they were singing the song, and then Ryan pops up in the back. And they did it for a load of people. They did it for your man, who did that, that September song. This is my September song. Yes, I can't remember his name. I couldn't think of his name, but he did that, and they had him in the car. And they had the likes. I think they had Noel Gallagher or someone. They one of the Gallagher brothers in the car as well. And that just took off. And then they released another song, and they just went boom. And now they are worldwide famous.
Jesus.
And we broke up.
No bitterness.
Literally, like, and the same thing, and the exact same thing. Josh in the band did a video with the Price Brothers, who were on X Factor.
Oh, yeah.
And he did a video with them, and then the boys went on X Factor and just went. And again, we broke up.
It's finding that next nook, isn't it? That next thing, like, like the bollocks will be wore out of singing in the car.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? It'll be wore out of it.
Yeah.
It's finding that next thing.
Yeah.
And the two Johnnies, especially, they found their country thing.
It is.
And Johnny B had been making those. See, I knew Johnny B from Care for years, like, and. I remember the first time meeting him, because he'd done like we're having a party for Liam McCarthy, and it was all tip songs, like, and I remember it was mad. He this long mane of hair with a ponytail, and
weird.
He did not look like he's a stunning looking bloke now. Since he got the hair done up and
the jaw was like boom, Mr. Incredible, like.
But the lads, they just found their niche. But and in fairness to them, when they got the ball, they ran with it.
Yeah,
I opened for them for their first ever show.
I remember you telling me about that,
and then from there, because the lads had such a good time, and see, Johnny had a band for years as well.
Yeah, it was
so
like
he knew
Johnny
it.
B and the Boogie.
They were a wedding band for years, and he still has the wedding band. But plus, he sang in a few rock bands and stuff, so he knew the crack with touring and stuff like that. Yeah. But they built I suppose, what would you say, a back catalogue of songs through their videos, and now they take, like, they've sold out Whelan's the other night. Did they? Yeah, they're sold out. I think the INEC.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
that's crazy.
Well, you're talking pure country down there, like, and they're gonna like, and it's finding. I suppose that's just it. It's finding your
niche. Like for us now as a band, see, we were kind of coming up. And Spotify was just coming in, streaming was just coming in. Like back in the olden days, it was literally CD sales, and that was it, and that meant your chart position. But we were
Look
coming
how
in.
old you sound now. Welcome to my world. Yeah. Look how old you sound now. Talking about CDs.
I'm telling you, CDs.
Most of the podcast downloads on this are from Spotify nowadays.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, and we were just at that awkward time, and as well, Irish music wasn't really pushed on Irish radio.
Of course,
but now it's literally all Irish radio, which is brilliant.
It's I actually physically noticed that, like the likes of Gavin James and all the rest with the Joe.ie sessions and stuff like that. Big style, and it's very much a niche thing now. It's very cool to be pushing Irish music.
Exactly.
Now,
You know what I mean? So we were kind of at that awkward stage where none of that was happening back then. So we were kind of like really struggling, and we were fighting to do it. We were doing it all ourselves, which we enjoyed because it meant we had all the power and we had all the say. But in a good way, we weren't like, someone go, you need to do this. We weren't going, no, we're not doing that. It was like if someone came with an idea with us, we'd run with it as well.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? But we had our own ideas of where we wanted to go as a band. And as I said, it was just unfortunate the way things panned out, and we were just at the wrong time. And so One Direction broke up while we were together. But like you need a band. Like a band to come out now would be perfect.
Yes,
because One Direction are they've kind of faded away now as a band, but like they're still there. But the fans need another band now to latch on to. Do you know what I mean? And now would be the good time because the wound is nearly healed that they're broken up. I'm still not over it. Can we stop this now? But
we better wrap it up because we got to go do a panto and probably watch a fight. Hopefully,
what time is it?
It's 6:05. So
we better not have missed it. I won't.
It'll be videoed anyway. It'll be online. We'll probably watch it driving down. Do you want anybody to follow you?
If you want to follow me, just on Dayl Cronin on all socials.
Dayl is spelled with it. Well, let's see. I'll put your link in the description.
Yeah,
Dayl with a Y.
Link in the bio.
Link in the bio. Right. First of 2019, Dayl Cronin by.
Thanks very much for having me on, Tom. It's been a great crack.
Thank you.
And there you have it, the very brilliant Dayl Cronin. Fair play to Dayl. Thank you very, very much for coming on the old podcast. Like that, if you like what you're hearing and it's your first time, hit subscribe. These are out every week. Don't forget to rate it if you're on any of the podcast apps that allow rating, whether it's Apple Podcasts or the podcast app or whatever it is. The ratings do help people to find it, so it's really cool if you could do that. Share it out as well, and if you do fancy throwing some money at it down the line, it'd be great. One time only, or actually going to be a monthly contributor, it'd be great. A couple of dollars. It'd be mighty if you could do that. Also, if you do need to follow me on any of the, if you do need to follow me, nobody needs to follow me, but if you want to follow me, Tom O'Mahony Comedy will pretty much find me anywhere you need to. Only Chatty Snaps is the only one where it's Tom Bear O'Mahony. If you want to send me a long form email of any sort, which I will be getting back to, I want to stay on top of that. There'll be a bunch of people. As soon as I'm done with this panto, I'm going to sit down, because I thought I'd have more time. I don't. So I will be sitting down and replying to all those folks early in the next week. Really, I'll be getting back to you. But if you do want to send me one, buckshotpodcast@gmail.com, or just go straight through my contact page on tomomahony.com, which I'll put the link in the description of this if you want to have a gander. As for now, I want you lovely kids to go on away and enjoy your weekend, and I'll talk to you on Tuesday.